Hi you guys, for those of you who have taken the macaron class that we provide, I wanted to make just a quick video to remind you the most challenging part about making macarons is the macaronage, that putting together of the meringue and your marzipan and mixing it just until it flows nicely, not too much, not too little. That's how we make sure we don't have those wonky beret macs or the ones with hollows inside. This is what will take care of those problems that we have. So I mixed up my marzipan. This is it here. I already mixed it, and I put a little bit of color in there. If you're going to color your marzipan or your mac at all, you want to put the color into your marzipan. And then I also whipped up my my meringue. And remember, we do Italian meringue because it's much more stable. I can let this sit here for a good long while and it won't destabilize, and you can see this is what they call the bird's beak stage because it's sticking out there, and that's what you want to see. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to mix this into this. And so we always start with like a third of this the meringue into the marzipan, and I'm going to make some noise. I'm just going to bang this off of my beater onto the side of my bowl. Almost done, sorry. So I'm going to put this over here, and then I'm going to take a little more of this, like I said, like a third. What we want to do is lighten this up so that it isn't so hard to stir at the end when we want to be really careful. So I'm going to gather all of this on the side, and I'm going to mix it into my marzipan. You can be real rough with it here. You just want to, because this is stiff stuff. You want to make sure you get all of it off the sides and the bottom, and just mix this in, and it doesn't have to be perfect yet. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm going to clean off my spatula so that I make sure that we have consistency here. Okay, and then I'm going to get a little bit more, like half of what's left in here. I'm going to put it in the bowl. And now this, we're going to mix a little more gently. Just getting it together. We're lightening up our batter. See, it's getting easier to stir. Turn my bowl around so you can see my friend Lisa helping me today. And I'm going to like squeeze it down, run it around the side of the bowl. Just trying to get that mixed up together. You can see you can add quite a bit of color. This is going to be pale pink, which is what I want. I'm making strawberry cream today. So I'm going to put the last of this in here. Put the rest of this in here. You could also use that fancy bowl scraper that I gave you guys in class. One of the nifty tools I give out. You can use your bowl scraper also to mix this batter. Just put a glove on. Actually makes it quite easy, especially this is like a half a batch of macs. So if you wanted to double this, it gets a lot to handle with a spatula. The bowl scraper works really well. All right, now this is where we're going to be a little more careful. I'm just going to go in circles like this. Basically, I'm kind of like folding it. I'm just going in a circle like this. You can see it's starting to flow a little bit. It doesn't take much. All right, so I'm just gonna like flatten it out a little bit, and I want to keep my eyes on it because there's like a matter of moments before it's just right. I'm gonna clean off my spatula so we can get that last bit in there nicely. If you guys have challenges with your macs, you can send me messages. I told you I'm always available for you if you've had my class and you have questions. You have questions about what did I do wrong or what could I do better. So I'm just like squishing it down a little bit, trying to take some air out of it. And I'm just going to keep going in circles like this until I get to where I know I want to be. We'll show you. We're almost there. You lift this up in the air and you can see it flowing. It's still a little bit tight though. You can see it coming off my spatula. It's pretty smooth. See, when it gets real thin like that, that's what you want. Maybe another couple of turns and we'll be good to go. Let me make sure I get everything up off of the bottom. And you can see it's flowing, see? That's what you want. That's perfect. You see it off my spatula. All right, so I'm going to take my batter and I'm going to put it into the bag. This is another thing people told me they needed reminding on, so this is how I do it. This is just a 4-cup measure that I have, and I have my pastry bag. I'm going to put my tip down in there. I'm going to pinch it down there, and I'm going to take this knife and I'm just going to run this around the edge of that tip like this and pull that off. And then what you want to do, because your mac batter will run, just give it a few twists like this, stick it down in there with your thumb, and it won't leak. See? I'm going to put it inside of here. And now this makes it really easy to fill. So I'm going to take my mac batter. You can see how it's flowing. Put it into my bag. I'm not going to put it all in there at once because it'll be too much to handle. I like to keep things neat. I'll go ahead and pipe a few so that you can be reminded if you needed to. Here's my tray. I love these silicone mats because, of course, you've got that beautiful template there for you, but also I find that macs stick better and bake better on these silicone mats than the parchment paper. Whenever I bake them on paper, they get the wonky beret look on them. So I think the silicone mat helps them grab on to the bottom, and that's how we get those lovely feet when they spring up in the oven. Okay, so I'm going to take my bag out and just push my batter down into the end. I'm grabbing a hold, give it a few twists. You can see it's still sealed, so I can work quickly without making a mess. And now all I'm going to do is turn it a few more times and it releases. And then remember, we pipe straight up and down. So you just go straight up and down, close to the mat. Keep letting it flow, and then you just nip it off at the end. I like to go outside of the first line, just outside of the first line. They fit into my mac boxes better at that size. But you can make these as big as you want. You can make heart shapes if you get fancy. I haven't done that yet, I should. But that's it, you guys. That's the most challenging part of the mac batter. So, like I said, call me or send me a message if you have any questions. You can leave them here. I'll keep an eye out. And thank you. We'll see you in class.